Peace and blessings. Good evening, everyone. I am so happy you are joining us tonight. I'm sitting here with our lovely Taliba from Divine Wombs for Life. I am Tama Aziz Serwa from the Womb Sauna, and her and I always get excited about the opportunity to connect with you and share this powerful information in preparation for the Transform Your Womb Healing Retreat. And I must say the phones have been blowing up. I have been seeing your registrations. I've been hearing your excitement. And I'm telling you, from the moment you hit the door, it's going to be powerful. So if this is your first hangout with us tonight, this is actually the fourth in our series. So we've been having empowering dialogues all along the way, laying the foundation for our retreat, which is the first weekend in May. So for those of you who don't know the itinerary, you don't know information about what we're doing, let me give you the link now. It's a bit.ly link. So it's B as in boy, I, T as in Tom, .ly/heal your womb. I always say that with excitement. Like if I had some pom-poms or something, I'd be shaking them right now. Like, sisters, hear us clearly. You are a gift to this planet. You are part of the puzzle to how this world will change. And this retreat is just one of the ways that Taliba and I have decided to offer our gifts to allow women to break every shackle, every limitation you think exists, every obstacle that you think you've been facing that's keeping you from getting to the next level. When you leave this retreat, honey, it's gone. You shall be transformed. And so we're combining the womb pulsing that Taliba does with the vaginal steaming that the womb sauna does. And then we have the audacity to bring in amazing catered live foods. And then the space is sacred. If you've been needing some luxury in your life, like some high ceilings, some beautiful scenery, close enough to the city but far enough that you feel like you're in a serene environment, that's where we're hosting the retreat. And then we're going to also ritual together. We're going to do some forgiveness work, because a lot of the stuff that's sitting in our wombs is unresolved emotional clutter. And so not only are we going to do the physical nourishment piece through our servicing, but we truly are going to nourish your mind and your spirit as well. So again, from the moment you hit that door, get ready, get ready. It is going to be an amazing weekend. And if you are not in the room, you're going to hear about it, and you're going to say, I wish I was there. You're going to say, I wish I was there. And so again, just get ready. Go to the link, bit.ly/heal your womb. All right, so I want to make sure everybody has the information, and I can't wait to see you ladies there. Now, tonight we are having an important conversation about how to change the cellular patterns of your moontime. I have heard so many women have challenges with PMS, moodiness, and it's created a culture where we've tended to normalize being uncomfortable when we have our monthly bleed. Well, it should actually be very sacred, and it's something that we should look forward to as women. And we need that education to come back. We need rites of passages for our young girls. We need to have that information come back. But so many of us can't teach it to our daughters because we're not even experiencing it for ourselves. I tell you, tons of women tell me how much they despise their cycle. And so if you set that foundation in your consciousness, well, then no wonder you're experiencing that month after month. And so Taliba's going to lead us into a powerful conversation tonight where you're going to have to learn how to make a shift in your consciousness that will literally affect the cells in your body and reprogram them so that you can have new experiences. If y'all are not excited about that, I don't know what else will get you turned up. But that is enough for me to get really excited and say, give me my freedom. You know, and so sisters, that's why we're bringing this to you. We want you to have the same freedom, the same sense of sacredness and respect and honor for your moon time that her and I have, because we're on the other side of it, reaping the benefits, understanding the power of the blood, not in a religious dogma way, but in a very powerful feminine goddess way. And we have to honor that. So I'm going to go ahead and shut my mouth, because I can talk a lot in my excitement, and let our sister Taliba chime in and set the tone for our conversation tonight.
Well, peace, sister. Thanks for that intro. I want to welcome the sisters Yvonne and Desania. Hope I got your names right. And if you want to chat, I mean, you can click on your chat box and chat while we're talking. So just want to chime in. But yes, before we get started, we have to pay homage to Great Grandmother Moon and our ancestors. So I always light a candle to bring the energy to help us on this journey that we're on, to reach women all over the world, to help uplift their awareness on womb health. So I want to call forth on the directions of north, south, east, and west, above, below, and within. Call forth on our ancestors to guide us on this journey. So I light the candle to get us started. Ashe. So now that the candle is lit, we're ready to go. Ready, set, go. Now, a lot of stuff is going on in the universe, and I really want to bring it to everybody's attention if you're not aware. But on the cosmic tip, there's a lot of energy that really took place last month and Saturday. Last month on the new moon, it was very powerful. It was a lunar eclipse, a new moon, and it was the solar. It was the equinox. So it was some major stuff, some major shifts happening. But the most important thing that happened is that we have crossed over now. We are in the age of Aquarius. Yes, we are. Yes, we are, full force. And that means a lot of positive things for us. So the things that you want to manifest, all you have to do is focus on it and stay focused on it, and it will manifest. And this blood moon we just had on Saturday is just like giving us that double entrance. Like, it's opening up the portal even more. So there's a lot of positive things happening on the planet. I advise each and every one of you to tap in to what's going on cosmically and align yourself with this energy, because you want to align, more importantly, yourself with the moon so that you can get the benefits of all what's going on, because there's a lot going on and we have to stay focused. And keep in mind, this is a spiritual warfare. It's not a physical, it's spiritual, and we have to stay linked to what's going on in the cosmic world. With that being said, we also have to bring back the sacredness of our moon time. And for those of you who don't know what moon time is, that is when we have our period. I don't like to say the word period because it doesn't reflect what our moon time is. Our moon time is very powerful, it's very sacred, and it's time for women to stand firm and owning up into that. There's a lot of women who really despise the whole act of bleeding, the whole PMS. I understand, why we have all this PMS, women who do, is because we're dreading our moon time. So we have to get back into honoring our moon time. And believe me, sisters, when you start honoring your moon time, it is going to open up so many gates within your being, and you're going to feel the power that is linked to your blood. Blood is the most powerful nectar on the planet. I don't care what nobody say. That blood that your mother did not release for 9 months, well, guess what? It created you. It created your fingers. It created your nose. It created your arms. It created you. And that's how every human being is created. No one can be created without that nectar. That is the blood of life. We cannot be here without it. So we have to give thanks. We have to honor that our mothers did not release blood for 9 months so that we could be here. So that's a very powerful thing to kind of grasp and really think about that, like what's exactly taking place. So when you look at it in those aspects, you understand that it's very powerful. And then, right off the bat, we are miracles. I mean, for that sperm to get into that egg, I mean, that one sperm from all the millions, you're a miracle. Know that. Know that you're worthy. Know that your moon time is the most sacred time of your life. And it can give you power if you tune into it and you tap into it. So tonight I'm just trying to give you a little, a closer understanding of how to use your powers with your blood. Because in this society, they've turned the whole thing with sex and the female body. It's all about money now. So I mean, like you'll see a Ford commercial with a naked woman standing by the car, with a bikini on that's naked. Like, why is she in the commercial? Well, sex sells. So they're using the power of the feminine body, the feminine energy, to grab it, to get your attention, to get everybody's attention, to make you buy whatever that product is. So just by knowing that the female body has that much power, I mean, think about it. I mean, it's very lame. It's a car. It's a car. What does a woman have to do with a car? Absolutely nothing. But it just shows you the power that when you use that feminine energy, hey, anything is possible. I would say all things are possible because all life form came from the feminine. So we have to really, bring that honor back into our lives. I deal with a lot of women who they don't even like touching their blood. Some of them don't even like the sight of their blood. But that's where we have to, start over again. Get in tune with your blood. Let your blood touch your finger. Catch your blood. Use a jar. Catch your blood. So you can use your blood in rituals and water your plants. It will enhance your life. You just have to tap into it and not look at it as something nasty and icky. No, that's power. And if you're looking at your blood and you're frowning, well, guess what? You're frowning at yourself. You're sending mixed messages to your body. In all honesty, you're telling your body, I don't love you. I don't respect you. I don't honor you. I don't want to have nothing to do with you. And when you talk to your blood like that, oh, trust me, your blood hears because that's for all our cells, So we have to get in mindset that we gotta re-educate ourselves. We gotta throw away all that stuff we learned that they taught us and all the myths and the lies that they have told us about the blood being a curse and you've heard it all. But in actuality, what they was doing was covering up the truth of the matter. The truth of the matter is your blood is very powerful. But when you start tapping into your blood, you're going to be able to move mountains. Just that simple. But as long as you are thinking that your blood is a curse or you don't want to touch it or you don't want it to touch you and you're sending those negative impulses to your blood, well, guess what? That's what you're going to get in return. So I really wanted to, put that out there so you can kind of grasp this whole thing about changing your cellular patterns. Because as women, month after month, we have this experience. It's a beautiful experience. I mean, I love my moon time. And I'll share this with you. A couple of months ago, I skipped my moon time because, I was going through a lot, moving and stuff like that. And I was like, oh, no, I missed my moon time. I was like really seriously sad because I didn't have my moon time. It's like, I don't want her to leave. I really honor and love my moon time that much. So, but I know one day she will, pack up her bags and be like, okay, I'm gone. But I was like, I wasn't ready. I'm like, no. But, she came back and I was like so happy. But when you develop that relationship with your blood, I mean, it's so powerful because there's so many things linked to that. And we're going to get into that. So, but changing your cellular pattern, that is very important for us to grasp at this time Especially at this time as we're crossing over into the age of Aquarius. We're in it now. So it's like whatever you're projecting out there, whatever you're thinking, it's going to manifest. And guess what? It's going to manifest as quick as you think it's going to manifest. Back in the day when we, would do certain things and, karma. It takes time for karma to come back around. It's like you do something to somebody one day and then maybe, karma won't come back until probably a month later, but now karma comes back instantly. Like, pay attention. Like, you can pay attention to the vibes that you're putting out into the universe and the people you're interacting with. When you do something and you don't feel that it's comfortable, or you did something that you know that wasn't right, oh, it's going to come back. It's going to come back tenfold, too. So we got to be mindful, and just navigate our thoughts into positive, thoughts, and not really, focusing on negative things, because things are happening rapidly right now. The energy in the universe is so fast right now. There's so much going on that we can't see, that we really need to stay prayed up and linked up with spirit. So getting into the cellular, changing your cellular patterns. Now, I get a lot of women who have PMS, or their breasts be tender, and they go through the whole nine. And some are so bad to where they got to have a heating pad, or they're taking pain pills, or whatever they can do to help ease their Moontime. And I would give my clients, like I would have them change their diets to like just juice for a whole month, or just eat certain, eliminate certain things and eat fresh fruits and vegetables, and they would still have the same issues that they was having. And even though, we changed their diets and, putting all the nutrients in the body, the Moontime was still, painful, and they were still dreading it. So I was like, okay, something's missing. What is it? I had to meditate on it, and then it was like a light came out. Oh, it's what they're thinking. Every month when you're in pain, you're like dreading it. It's like, oh man, I am not ready for that, and I'm, my Moontime coming, so I ain't gonna be able to do this, that, and that. Well, what you're thinking is projecting and formulating what your Moontime the next month is going to be, because you're talking directly to your cells. Your cells hear everything, and it's like, they record everything. They're going to remember everything. It's a memory, cellular memory. So when you really understand what cellular memory is, it's like, when you was little and you did something and your mama said don't do it, and you did it again and you got tapped. And then you was like, oh, I'm not going to do that no more. So it's a memory that stuck with you to make you not do what your mother said don't do anymore. So it's just that simple. Memory. We hold memory, especially in the womb. So, it really clicked to me. It's like, oh, okay, so it's the way women are thinking while they're on their Moontime. So when you're on your Moontime, that is the most powerful time to change your thoughts, to change your cellular patterns, to where you can start thinking positive thoughts and thinking the things that you want to manifest and focusing on. And, I've created a Moontime Intentions ritual online course, and it is very, important that we as sisters do this ritual. It's a very simple ritual, but it's a very powerful ritual. As you focusing on your Moontime, like the first 3 days of our Moontime is the most vulnerable time for us, because, when we're on our Moontime, there's two things going on. Yes, it's a wonderful experience that we as women get to rid all the toxins that we don't need in our body automatically. That's what our blood is. We're releasing that. But at the same time, we're also absorbing energy. So on the spiritual side, there's energy coming into us. So we have to be very protective on those first 3 days. We have to cover our necks, wear shawls, cover our hats, our heads, wear hats, and stay in. It's not a good time to go out and be in big crowds, because we absorb as women. And you don't want a lot of energy to be absorbed into you while you're on your Moontime. Now, if you want to go hang out and, or be in a gathering around other sisters, to do a sister circle, it's okay because, you're with your sisters and you're probably already bleeding at the same time. So it's just, it's okay to hang out with your sisters during your moon time. But really and truthfully, if you could spend that time with yourself those first 3 days and go inward, that is the most powerful aspect you have as being a woman. Is taking that time and utilizing that time for your benefit, to enhance yourself and to set the bar straight as to what you want your moon time to be like the next time around. So you're gonna have to really focus in on how you want your moon time to be. If you are going to um, think that your moon time is going to be peaceful, it's going to be pain-free, then that's what it's going to be. So really want you to get in a habit of understanding that those first 3 days is the most vulnerable days. Most vulnerable days. And what you do during those first 3 days is going to affect when your moon time come around again. So you can change it. You really have to do it. So I really encourage you to, to do my moon time ritual, moon time intentions, because you'll see that it's not just you focusing on to what you want to think, but it's also bringing in your ancestors. And there's a way to do that. We don't think about this blood that we're releasing, that it is linked to our ancestors 7 generations back. So we have access to some serious power. We have access to 7 generations of our blood family. So it's just, to me, it's just the most amazing way to tap into other dimensions. And once you start honoring and really focusing on your moon time and treating it like a sacred time, like taking time and putting it aside for you, you're gonna really see your life change and unfold right before your eyes. I mean, rapidly. It happens that quick because you are intentionally focusing on the positive aspects of what your blood is for. I mean, it's power. So, Tamar, you want to interject anything on that? Click on your picture.
I do. I had muted myself so it wouldn't keep flashing to me because I get excited. I'm like the amen corner. But yes, everything you said was so powerful, especially that piece about the generational work and how we are as women carrying around all of this ancestral information. We touched on it very quickly on the last hangout, but I was explaining to the sisters that we are the ancestral sex as women, that we are older than we think. We were in our grandmother's wombs when our mothers were in their womb. So just imagine, because your mother had all her eggs at 20 weeks, you was in there. So you got mama's imprint, you got grandma's imprint, you got all of this information that you could access. And I said this on the last hangout too. Women are being paid in other countries for their menstrual blood for stem cell research. That started back in 2010. And so you may think there's no value in your monthly experience. You may not even really understand the profoundness of it. But that is no longer an excuse. We can't just continue to not know this information, not understand how to start leveraging it, ritualing, and make it sacred. And everybody, you may not feel like you need some skull and bones or you need to take a trip to the woods. Or that's not for everybody. But all a ritual is something that you do repeatedly that holds deep value for you. And so right now, if you're having negative experiences and you're also recycling negative thoughts, your ritual is negativity.
Yep.
And that's what Taliba is saying. You got to shift, honey. You got to stop that. Create a new ritual called positivity. Called, I know that my cycle is supposed to come in a couple of weeks. Maybe I'll create some affirmation cards. Or maybe I'll invest in an affirmation card deck and take some extra time to be still. Maybe I'll get up a couple 15 minutes early, or maybe before I go to bed. I'll take some quiet time just for me, and maybe I need to put a sign on the door so the kids leave me alone and hubby leaves me alone. Since I can't always get to a hut in the woods. Me personally, I'm that woods chick. Give me some water, a forest, and a hut, and I'm good. But, for those of you who are in a suburban or in a city area, or you just have a lot on your plate, that may not be as easily accessible. But that does not mean that you cannot live a life where you are ritualing and holding your cycle as sacred. My life, my finances, my emotional state, and my spirituality all shifted when I began to learn how to ritual with my blood. That's how powerful. And I came from a Christian background where I came from a singing family and a family of ministers. So, there's all those beautiful hymns about the power of the blood. See, culturally, in America with Christianity, we understand the power of the blood. But we don't always understand the history and where these messages and these subtle messages about the power of femininity are coming from. When I sing those songs now, honey, has a whole new meaning for me. So Talib, I just wanted to add that layer and really put it in perspective in terms of some tangible ways that the sisters can start trying to hold it as sacred. And even though it's a scientific conversation, when you talk about changing cellular patterns, how you complete that process is spiritual. You don't have to understand human biology and anatomy and physiology to be able to change your cellular patterns. They've proven that prayer alone will change your cellular pattern. You just got to know how to ask for it and shift your thoughts. And that's enough. That is literally enough. And so, you don't have to get into the deepness of it. If you're not even at a level where you can clean out your fridge and overhaul what you know is not healthy for you, that's okay. But what you can do is use what you have. Use that mind, use your heart, use the power of intention. Intention is the majority of the work. I'm going to say that again. Intention is the majority of the work. And once you get clear about your truth of what you can experience with your body every month, then your whole capacity changes and resources become presented to you that you didn't even know about before. So that's what I wanted to chime in, Taliba, and add to the conversation.
Yeah, thank you. I mean, it's so true, but, intentions, and it's that, and this is what I'm going to do, my intentions. For every person who signed up for the retreat, I am going to give you my Moontime intentions absolutely free. So for those who sign up for the retreat, you get the Moontime intentions absolutely free. So, because I really want, people to really get this. It's not a science rocket, like you said. It's not that hard, but it's the intention. You really have to do the work, and that's why we're having this retreat. This is the time for you to invest in yourself. Invest in what you believe in about yourself. We're giving you a platform to where you can come and do the work. Do the rituals that we have lined up for you to do. Vaginal steaming and room pulsing. These are all rituals, but it's in a sacred place for you to really do the work and release and come out of there with a whole new cellular vibration. Every cell in your body is going to be transformed. So, please, if you haven't signed up yet, sign up, bit.ly bit.ly/heal your womb. This is the platform for you, sisters. I mean, we're graced and honored to be able to bring it to women to have a space to heal, to connect, to release. So I would take advantage of it because I don't know too many women investing in themselves these days because we wear many hats and we're always making sure everybody else is taken care of. So it's really time for us to invest in ourselves, take care of ourselves, because if you don't take care of you, nobody else will.
And nobody else will be able to be taken care of. Because you can't pour out of an empty cup. I just want to say, Taliba, that I did put the link for your Moontime ritual in the chat box with the description. So how do you want people who are signed up for the retreat?
Once they sign up
for that first?
Once they sign up for the retreat, I'll send it to them personally.
Okay, so don't use that link that's in the chat box.
No, they can go there and read up on it, but no, they'll just, once they sign up, then I'll send it to them personally.
Okay, so I'm putting everyone the link for the retreat in the chat box, and then that way you can just go there, and then Taliba will go ahead and automatically send it to you as we get the registrations.
Yes, and you know, it's a very it's all I can say is give thanks to the Creator, because this information, I mean, that's being downloaded in me. I mean, I love sharing information, and it's like, only if you guys can walk in my shoes or in my body for one day, it's like, y'all will be like amazed at the information that the universe and Most High is just dropping in. And my ancestors, they won't leave me alone. It's like, that's how I know we have crossed over into the new age now, because my ancestors are like right there. They like, what you saying? What? They're waiting on me to ask for assistance, and so are your ancestors. I mean, next time it is now, sisters. We have to tap in. We have to use our powers. That's just how simple it is. If you're not tapping into yourself, into your womb, and connecting with your ancestors, you missing out. I'm just gonna say you missing out. I can give you like an example. Like the other day, I went hiking. I may have told the story, but my friend lost her keys. We was hiking and running, and I was like, okay, kind of spirit, show me where the keys are, because I really didn't come out here to get stuck. And as soon as I zoned in and tapped into my ancestors, they was like, okay, turn around. I turned around, the keys was right there. So it's like immediately. It's not like you gotta sit and wait. No, they ready, and the time is now. If you sit back contemplating, no, or I don't know if I'm gonna go to the retreat or not. No, if you contemplating, then you missing the boat. That's all I got to say. You missing the boat, because whatever opportunities is being put forth in front of us, we got to be ready, and we have to act ASAP, because that's the way the energy is moving now. If you're not getting it as it's happening, you're going to miss out. And I hate to say it that way, but that's how fast time is moving right now. And yes, you have to, you know, stay centered and stay focused, because there's a lot going on. But if you tune in and you align yourself to the universe, you're not going to miss out.
Sometimes all you have to do is literally be in the room, and that's enough. Sometimes that's it. You just got to be in the room.
Just show up.
That reminds me of, oh, I didn't mean to cut you off. I get excited.
No, go ahead.
Let's tag team it. So, you know, that reminds me of the woman with the issue of blood in the Bible text who saw Jesus, or who I say Yeshua, passing through, and got to the hem of his garment. Sometimes the answer to your prayers, the answers to your healing, the intention that you're building, the stuff you keep asking for year after year, the reason why it's not manifesting may not be that it's not present, but you're not moving to where it is. Sometimes spirit is like, I got it right over here. It's in Upper Marlboro the weekend of May 1st to the 3rd. Just go. Just get in the room, even if you don't understand it all. Because that's another thing. Our ego convinces us that we have to know all the details. Sometimes you just got to surrender and say, I'm going to do something by faith, even if I don't understand all the details, because I am that committed to making a shift. And what I do know is that what I've been doing is not working. So I either need to do something different or become content with being dissatisfied. And I don't know about anybody else. I can never be content. I'm going to enjoy this life while I have it. And I'm going to take every opportunity to shift and work that. And Taliba said something exciting. She got me worked up now. She got me turned up because she said, I wish you could spend a day in my body and feel the wholeness and the healing and the good health that I have. You actually, as women, we come together, we ritual together, we build community and live that way. We do experience each other at a cellular level. This is why in indigenous cultures you could find women who would cycle together, ovulate together, birth their children together, birth them with intention, clear on every child's purpose and how it would help the village and help the community and help the world. So yes, you are not living just for you. Your personal evolutionary work of healing your womb, when you go back to your workplace, all of a sudden the atmosphere will be a little different just because your vibration is so high. So you may think that it's just about you and getting rid of the tender breasts and getting rid of the bloating and the food cravings and all that. That's a piece of it. That's icing on the cake. The deeper value that your personal womb health adds to the planet is you are now a whole vessel walking this earth, beaming out light, love, joy, peace, and no longer depression, anger, unforgiveness, and all of that other stuff that blocks our abundance and our joy and makes us sick. That is how you change the world, one evolved person at a time. And so it starts with doing these simple things, changing your mindset, making a decision that no matter what it looks like, no matter what the doctors have said, no matter what my bank account says, no matter how I feel on Mondays, my truth is this. My truth is that I am healthy, I am whole, I am transformed. I am going to enjoy what my body was created to do. How many of you want that? How many of you feel like you're experiencing that? Put it in the chat box and let us know if you're connecting with this information, because I can go on, and I'm in a real talkative mood tonight, so I got to pace myself.
It's all good. It's all good. It's all good.
But I want to know if you're resonating with this information, and also if you have questions, you can unmute yourself. Those of you who know how to do that, if you put your cursor right over the picture of yourself, you'll see a little arrow drop down, and you'll see a microphone icon. You can actually unmute yourself if you have questions. This is the time to pick our brains and get some information about, okay, so I hear what you're saying, sisters, but how do I apply this? How do I walk this out? And then you can also, if you're more comfortable posting your questions in the chat box, you can do it there as well. Whatever's most convenient for you.
Yeah, and while people are doing that, I just want to piggyback on what you were saying as far as for, we as sisters, when we come together, when we make ourselves feel better, we make everyone around us feel better, and we bleed together, we have babies together. My best friend and I, we had our babies together. They 5 weeks apart. I became pregnant, and 5 weeks later she became pregnant, and we lived in the same house together. So wow. These two babies are like twins. Like, they are so in tune with each other. One is a boy, one is a girl, my son and her daughter. And they are like the most amazing children. And I'm not just saying that because they're my kids. No. They are so in tune with the world, with spirit. It's because of the way that we were when we were pregnant. Like, we did it all. I mean, you name it, we did it. As far as, rituals, spirituals, we did it. We even put our bellies together and let them communicate while they was inside our space. So it was like an amazing experience. So yes, we have that power. We hold it. It's in us. We just have to acknowledge it and live it. It's time to just live, and don't get caught up on what people gonna say, what people think, because that's not what time it is. What time it is for you to get yourself in alignment with this cosmic energy that's flowing and showering down on us and giving us these gifts. And, we need to just really be grateful for that right now. Like, this is the most amazing time to be on the planet. So we don't have time to be worried about what other people are saying. We just got to do the work. Just live you. Don't worry about what people say. And don't doubt yourself. Because the minute you put a doubt in your mind, then you're blocking the manifestation of happening. The minute you be like, oh no, let me step, no. Don't doubt yourself. Stand firm in your convictions, you know. Do what it is you want to do. Create what you want to create. And be very, very bold about it. I'm not saying be nasty and ugly, but you gotta stand firm in your happiness. You know, how happy you can be. You know, stand firm in it. So, all right, I'm gonna give it over to the questions now. So, any questions?
I don't see any questions yet. Let me check the Q&A box. And while I'm doing that, I just want to add, there may be some sisters, and this used to be a part of my journey when I was diagnosed with PCOS, which was polycystic ovarian syndrome. I had an absent cycle for a long time. And I had abnormal bleeding, and I could not figure out my rhythm and the messages. So I don't want to be insensitive, because I remember when I got familiar with holistic healing, I felt like everybody else had a gift I didn't have, and I wasn't normal as a woman. So if anybody tunes in tonight or afterwards, and you're not bleeding on a regular pattern, you can still do the work we're talking about tonight as a ritual to invoke that. Let that be your intention, that every month, since I can't figure out the rhythm, I'm going to create it. When do I want to bleed? And start building all the intention around that. Start going ahead to the market and get your Diva cup. Or if you have somebody in your area that you can get cloth pads and things from, start building the intention. You know what? I know that my blood is sacred. I know that my womb is going through some changes. But I want to have that experience, and I want to hold the intention for that instead of grieving every month.
Yeah.
Instead of getting worked up every month and feeling like something's wrong with you. I'm just going to tell you, if you get close to the camera, let me get up in your face, there is absolutely nothing wrong with you. Everything you're experiencing is to serve you well. So don't grieve another day. Let it activate something powerful within you that makes you get up and say, you know what? No matter what it looks like, I'm going to go ahead and move forward. Because I'm a living witness to the power of doing it that way. And it does literally change your body. Now doctors think I was misdiagnosed. No, I healed myself, dang it. I did the work. And it works when you work it. It works when you work it. So, do we have any questions, any feedback? Any of you ladies want to chime in? I see we got quite a few people viewing. And
Please, interact, sis. What you got to say? What you got to say? Denicia? Am I saying your name right?
Can you hear me?
Unmute. Yeah.
you're
How do you say your name? Did you say something? No. Unmuted. You see where the arrow is?
All right. How about now?
Yeah, I hear you.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. Ladies?
Yeah,
is that
we
a
hear
yes?
you. Yeah.
Because I can't hear my. Hello. Any questions? Just taking all this in. In regards to the Diva Cup and the, I've tried the Diva Cup. Unfortunately, it was a little messy, so that's not something that and I couldn't find the sponges, so I've done the cloth. So that's what I'm using right now. But I'm just taking all this in. I don't have any questions right now. Sorry.
You don't have to be sorry, honey. It's okay. Thank you.
But I do have one thing. I do have a ritual what I do every single time on my moon time, I I light a lot of rose incense, and I wear a lot of rose water after I bathe. I love the way it smells, and it makes me feel so much more. It's beautiful, like a flower, you know. And it takes off that stigma of it just being negative. So that's my thing. I like rose and rose water all around me on my moon time only.
I love that because rose, you said rose, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, rose aligns with the heart chakra. It is one of the most powerful scents and aromas that we have for the heart chakra and unconditional love. So it makes sense to me that during such a vulnerable time for your aura, your energetic body, you are aligning with rose. That makes perfect sense that you would do that. That's beautiful.
Yeah, it
That's
is.
beautiful. And Yvonne, I see you in the chat box, love. You said, thank you. Your words are beautiful. You're native Mexican, and you've been self-healing and focusing on your moon cycle and intentions of allowing your body to release. And I love that. And I celebrate and affirm you as you continue to do that and share that. I feel like I got an inkling you do that anyway. You share your knowledge with people. But definitely be the example, because you never know who's watching your life. And the same way we're sharing information with each other, you just never know who's watching and can benefit. And I want to say this for any sisters who bleed too heavily, you feel like you bleed too much, and you have a lot of clotting and stuff. Outside of making nutritional shifts and those types of things, the other thing that you really need to attune to is the spiritual side of this and creating a ritual. There was a period in my healing journey when I began to bleed so excessively, and as soon as I released that blood to the earth, literally the bleeding ceased. It was as if I needed to participate in something bigger than me, and I didn't realize it. At that time, I wasn't hip to all of this. I just did it instinctually because that's what spirit does with me. It gives me the information. I found out why later. So I attuned to that, and immediately the bleeding ceased. And so what I've been doing with my clients who have that profile of heavy, excessive bleeding, I have them build in a ritual of giving their blood to the earth. And they have too actually seen the release and the amount of blood that they release decrease, as well as the cramping. Isn't that crazy? How connected we are to the earth? It's amazing, sisters. I'm telling you, we got simple resolutions. We're trying to save you money and time and not having to pop pills and all this other stuff. We're trying to help you here. Give you these tools. Just give it. There's a sister on Etsy. I always forget her name. But if you go on Etsy.com and type in Moontime Kit, she makes these beautiful custom jars where you can store your blood in a very sacred way, and you can order it to order. So like mine is purple and red with cowrie shells on it, and she paints them beautiful for you. And it's a very private, sacred way for me to store my holy elixir and ritual with it. So there's all of these creative ways, like Taliba was saying, sometimes just the thought of it may freak you out a little bit, but be creative. When you are freaked out by your own body, that is self-rejection.
Yes.
And you cannot heal while you are not accepting of yourself and your divine blueprint. And so there's something very holy, and the ancient world knew this. When people would get injured, they would put blood on the wound so it could heal faster. I mean, this information is out here. We just are not taught it. And so we're trying to bring some of this back to you, and that's what we're going to dive in even deeper at the retreat and help you understand and connect to, so that when you go home, you're like, I got this, and I could pass this legacy on, and literally it'll continue to go on, and it'll change the world that we're living in. So I just wanted to add that too. Any other questions, comments? Anybody else want to chime in, have anything else to say?
Well, I just want to say thank you, sisters, for joining us. It's a great time sharing this energy with you all.
Yeah, it's been awesome. Y'all have been amazingly supportive. Y'all hop on these hangouts. Every time we announce one, I see so many notifications, I can barely keep up with them. And so it's exciting to know that the information we're sharing is resonating with you. That is a blessing, and you are our reflection. And so Taliba and I both share the same sentiment of gratitude, because you don't have to be here. You don't have to find value in this, but something is resonating within you that says, you know what? I need this information. I need to make a shift. And we're deeply grateful to be able to be your witness and journey with you. So I want to see all of y'all at the retreat. I want to be able to wrap my arms around you. I'm Southern. I want to put my arms around you and squeeze you and say, you were on the hangout. Okay, it's so good to meet you face to face. We can't wait to connect with you, sisters. It's going to be beautiful. And again, that link is bit.ly/heal your womb. Yes, yes, yes. Yeah. All right, I think we do have a question that came through. I have been reading that warm foods also help with cramps, and I've noticed that I feel a lot better when I eat cooked foods. Taliba, you want to take this one?
Well, yes, warmth is better for you, depending on, what your intake is. I would suggest like making some pot liquor, like cooking a pot of turnip greens or a pot of mustard greens or collard greens. But the liquor that's going to come from you making, in that for like 25 minutes, hot liquor on your moontime, woo!
You got my mouth watering talking about that pot liquor, Taliba. Girl over here like...
The pot liquor do more than just nourish you. It tastes good. But yes, you might want to, incorporate warm teas. I don't recommend drinking ginger tea while you're on your moontime, because there's, some herbs will pull and make you bleed more, because you got to understand, herbs, what's a stimulant, what's not a stimulant. But chamomile is like the bomb. Drinking chamomile on your first 3 days, you will feel so relaxed and so in tune. You go inward. So yes, incorporate warm teas, warm food. You can also make some warm juices, like, just you got a Vitamix, or if not, warm it on the stove, put your food in the blender, blend it up, and hot liquor, I'm telling you, hot liquor is the bomb.
I love that. I love that. Yeah. And I know I've had some clients who are ultra sensitive, especially the ones who are called to spiritual leadership, like priestesses, bishops, pastors, ministers. They need those grounding foods on their moontime, because they be walking around not knowing what dimension they in.
They need the nutrients more than anything. Definitely need the minerals, because we got to pay attention. We're releasing a lot of minerals, and the main one is iron. So yes, drinking a cup of Pardiaco tea, putting that iron back into you, or making a smoothie with some sea moss. Those are the things we should be doing. And there's a wonderful array of herbs that we can take while we're on our moontime. But the one I recommend is chamomile. It's like the best of all. Chamomile and red raspberry. You can't go wrong.
Yes.
You can't go wrong.
Yes. And between Taliba's website and mine, you will find a plethora of natural products to support you. And so her website is Divine Wombs for Life. That's wombs with an S. And you can shop there and browse her store. And mine is thewombsauna.com. So between the two of us, you can also browse and find products if you're not able to get them yourselves, or you just want to support our stores. Yep. And we'll have our products at the retreat as well for those of you coming if you want to get them there. Okay. But yes, sisters, I've enjoyed this conversation. I've enjoyed your feedback and your questions. Anything else before we wrap it up for the night? We got a couple minutes left. You feel content?
Alrighty.
All right. Well, I'm gonna just say as we close out that let's give our wombs some love and warmth. since we're doing all this talking about our wombs, right? So let's just rub our hands together, get some heat going, take a deep breath in, and just put your hands on your womb and say, I love you.
I love you.
I love you so much. And just be present with her for a minute and feel the energy, feel the connection, and know that this is something you can access at any given moment. All right. All right, ladies. It's been an exciting time. I've enjoyed it. I almost don't want to go, but I got to. So we love you. We send love and light to all of you tuning in. If you were not able to tune in for the live broadcast and you're listening to the recording, thank you for taking time out your day to tune in and hang out with us. And we can't wait to see all of you at the retreats. And we have, what is it, 1 or 2 more hangouts, Taliba?
One more.
Oh my God, I can't believe it. So there's just 1 more hangout before your transformation comes to a full fruition at the retreat. So make sure that you don't miss that next announcement. It should already be up on the Hangout page. If you look at upcoming events, click on that tab. You'll see that. And for those of you who may have missed the previous Hangouts, just go to past events and you'll see all of the previous Hangouts that we've done. Because, again, this is the 4th one in the series. All right? So, again, have a blessed night. Peace and blessings. Hotep to all of you. And thank you for chiming in tonight.
Peace.